Welcome to my views and news. Some news stories for you. First one is from Horogodoro, where Oromo Liberation Army carried out an attack and dozens of OLA members have been freed from a police station reportedly. Secondly, Zinash Tayachew, PM Abiy's wife, is known for constructing projects for the people of Ethiopia. She has established several bread production plants in the southern region, in Amhara region, but one of her projects has been closed. Why was there no monitoring? Do these leaders only inaugurate projects for the sake of publicity and later they forget? And lastly, viewers, an Eritrean journalist was remembered at a conference held in Slovenia. Who is this journalist? Why was he remembered? Firstly, viewers, OLA is carrying out attacks these days in different parts of the Oromo region of Ethiopia. Target of these attacks is prison or a police station. I have been reporting, trying to keep you updated with OLA's recent attacks and recent fighting between OLA and government forces in different parts of Oromo. I shared with you a new story about OLA's attack in Bishafto, around 30 kilometers away from Ethiopian capital. Dozens of OLA fighters entered Bishafto and target were police stations. Dozens of OLA members, supporters imprisoned at the police stations were released when OLA fighters stormed the police stations. Same happened in Valenchiti. Yesterday, I reported that OLA fighters entered Valenchiti in East Shiva. Again, target was a police station from where OLA fighters were released by the attackers. Now, third confirmation from another area which is in western Oromo. Kombolcha. Kombolcha is in Horogodoro, not the Kombolcha in South Volo. In South Volo, there is Kombolcha city, a big city, industrial hub of the Amhara region. But in Oromo as well, there is a Kombolcha. The Kombolcha district is in Horogodoro in West Oromo. And here, reportedly, OLA fighters entered and again target was a police station. Dozens of OLA members, some say around 100, they were released by OLA fighters in this attack. So you see that on the one hand, OLA spokesperson Oda Turbi is accusing the government that government does not want peace. It speaks the language of peace for the consumption of international community, but on the other hand, it has launched major offensives on OLA's positions. You see that OLA is accusing the government of being not sincere in the peace process. But on the ground, OLA is also carrying out attacks. These are unprovoked attacks. I mean, the attack in Bishafto was unprovoked. The attack in Valenchiti, unprovoked. So, OLA may be conducting these attacks in response to some attacks by government forces. But both sides are, they say, it takes two to tango. So, both sides are accusing each other. Though government is silent, but government officials say that OLA is trying to put pressure upon the government before start of second round of talks. OLA says the same, that government is trying to get leverage in the battlefield before start of second round of talks. But from Horogodoro, around 100 OLA fighters, prisoners were released in the attack by OLA fighters. Several weapons were captured too. These attacks have two main objectives: release of OLA fighters and capture of weapons. When police stations are attacked, obviously state weapons, arms are captured by OLA fighters in these attacks. Secondly, about Zinash Tayachew, PM Abiy's wife, First Lady, is known for inaugurating projects for the poor people. She has been building bread production plants in different parts of Ethiopia. And PM Abiy appreciates her for doing this work for the people of Ethiopia. But one of her projects has been closed. She is from Gondar originally, and that is why sometimes people of Gondar are accused that they play in-law politics, that they support PM Abiy, because PM Abiy is Gondar's son-in-law. Zinash built a project in Gondar, reportedly, and in Gondar city, there is, in Gondar district, there is Shoa Dabo, where around a year ago, this project was inaugurated for the production of bread. Bread was being sold at low price because flour was being provided by government to this bread production plant. Several women were employed there. Now, the machine provided has gone out of order. Quota of flour being provided has not been increased. Rather, there are issues being faced, disruptions in the supply of flour. That is why the project has been closed. Women have lost their jobs. That is what is being reported by several news sources, Ethiopian news sources. Zinash should answer if she inaugurated a project for her hometown. I think she should be monitoring how the project is going. It's the responsibility of her office that the project should be restarted. Already, food prices are high in Ethiopia, across the world, especially after Russia-Ukraine war. We saw increase in global food prices. So, in this difficult time, these small projects are helping the people a lot, that they're providing bread to people at low price. That is why let's hope that Zinash listens and this project is restored. Lastly, viewers, an Eritrean journalist was remembered at an international conference held in Slovenia. In Bled town of Slovenia, an international writers conference is being held from the 15th of May till the 18th of May. Writers, human rights activists, scholars are attending this conference. And at the conference, an empty chair is preserved for a journalist from any country of the world who could not make it to the conference. Why? Because he's under repression, he could be in prison, etc. This year, the chair was preserved for an Eritrean journalist. His name is Fisseha Johannes, also called Joshua. Fisseha was put in prison by Isaias Afwerki's government in 2001, more than 2 decades ago. In 2001, 15 politicians and activists wrote a letter to Isaias Afwerki's government, accusing Isaias Afwerki's rule unconstitutional and demanding democratic reforms. Journalists covered that incident. They published the letter reportedly. That was an open letter. Eritrean government of Isaias Afwerki, the president, people say, Sajid, you are calling Isaias Afwerki president now these days. What is the reason? Well, I call him president, sometimes ruler as well. It does not mean that he is elected, by the way. So, journalists, activists, politicians, they were arrested, put in prison. G15 was the group of politicians, and they're still in prison. Joshua Fisseha Johannes was one of them. arrested in 2001. Is he alive or has he died? Some say that he died in 2003 or 2004, but it's not clear, unconfirmed. Several have died in prison. So that was the first major blow to hopes of democracy in Eritrea when two decades ago, Isaias Afwerki imprisoned all who were raising their voice for democracy. Isaias Afwerki's government forgot those who were imprisoned, but world is remembering them. You see that in Slovenia, people are remembering them. International writers, journalists are mentioning the sacrifice, the struggle of Eritrean journalists. Another Eritrean read story of Joshua there at this conference. Let's hope that Isaias Afwerki changes his course now. There is no threat to his rule now. No regional threat. No threat from the country as well. He is an old man now. At least remaining people in the prisons who were arrested 2 decades ago, they should be released by the president. Of course, it wouldn't lead to start of an anti-government movement for the president, but it would lead to increase in the goodwill for the ruler, for the president in Eritrea, outside Eritrea. Let's hope that he listens. Thank you for watching.